Do you have a company outside America and you want to come to America based on that company? This is the L1 visa. Now, get this. You probably wear a lot of hats like I do, thinking about marketing. You're the visionary, you're the supervisor, the manager, and you actually have the trade or skill. Like for me, the lawyer. So it's a lot of things you have to cover. Sometimes you handle billing. Here's the deal though. For L visa, there's 3 main positions, and you have to pick one of them. You can't say you're all of them. Okay, it has to be executive or manager or employee, a worker who has specialized knowledge. So an example of specialized knowledge could be like someone has a trade or a skill like an engineer. Here's the deal. You can't say you're more than one of those positions. And that tends to happen when you have your own company, you start your own. So I get it. But that's a huge red flag to USCIS. Not to say you've done anything wrong, but they really want you to pick one position. And here's the deal. Of course you're going to answer the phones. From time to time, you'll do that. That doesn't mean you're the receptionist or anything, but you do answer the phone, right? Just nature of doing business. But here's the deal. On the job description is very important to have one that's very specific to one of those 3 type of positions. So the USCIS can make a decision for you. So what do? We've had people call us, they end up hiring us because they figured out they filed their own, they got denied, they don't want to waste any more time. So people ask us, what was the problem in the first place? Because USCIS sometimes is not too specific in their decision, their denial letter. So we looked at it, we looked at the prior evidence that the client had provided to USCIS, and come to find out one of the documents mentioned they were executive, the other document mentioned their manager, another document mentioned a co-founder. So USCIS officer, they're totally confused. So which one are you essentially, right? So think about this. Executive is someone who thinks of their main role in their company is thinking about strategic decisions, strategic priority decisions that is a trajectory for the company, right? So you're pretty much thinking 2 or 3 quarters down the line for the business in terms of projections. Now, a manager is someone, think of that person who manages people, manages processes, or just manages operations in general. So there's a lot of different managerial functions, but essentially you're managing something. So executive, of course, an executive has direct reports under that person, but that's still a huge difference between executive or manager, okay? And then of course the third one, someone who has specialized knowledge. You're essentially doing the quote unquote manual